Hello, and welcome to episode 29 of the Read Between podcast, the improvised storytelling podcast where we take the internet's weirdest suggestions and turn them into weird, wacky, and crazy stories through the power of improv. I'm one of your co-hosts, Evan.
I am your other co-host, Lynne.
Holy crap, it's Lynne.
Oh my gosh, I'm back.
You're back.
I mean, I did work a crazy shift the last 2 days, but I'm actually here this time.
Hey, you're here.
I took a 3-hour nap when I came home from work.
Nice.
I'm just like, and I told everyone I was going to do it at work. I was like, I'm going to go home, I'm going to sleep for 3 hours. And they were like, how do you know? And I was like, I know.
My body knows.
My body is tired. And I did. I slept. I think you came in and like tried to shake me awake, and I was like, no. Yeah. And I went back to bed.
You weren't feeling it.
Yeah, no. And then I woke up around 6 to a text message from one of my coworkers being like, hey, there was an issue at the hotel.
Oh, boy.
Was this the right thing to do? And I was like, yep. And then I tried falling back asleep, but then I was awake. So Here I am.
Well, good. We're glad to have you back this week. We had
Yes.
quite a fun time with Joe last week as a guest
I'm sorry
co-host.
I missed that.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I'm glad you guys were able to like do the show without me.
Yeah, put something together.
Yeah.
So once again, thanks to Joe Rovner last week for filling in for Lynne. We had a really fun time talking about Amish Uber and skeleton love. That was a lot of fun. And
thank you, Joe. You're the best.
Yeah.
Gold star to you, buddy.
Yeah, you're the best, Joe. Gold star. You did a really good job.
You did it.
Yeah. And for a little life update for us, we just came back from a vacation.
Yeah.
Celebrating our 4th anniversary together.
Fun fact about working at a hotel, you get discounts at the other hotels owned by that brand.
You get crazy discounts.
Yeah, I get real good discounts, guys.
Yeah, and if your air conditioner breaks in the middle of the trip, you get even better discounts.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so we were down in Annapolis, Maryland for a few days, got to see some sights, eat some really good food, enjoy the nice weather. It was actually really nice weather for us.
Yeah. I played Pokemon Go.
Yes.
I got back into that.
You did get back into that.
Yeah. So like my reasoning behind it was like I don't travel much, and that's the reason why I stopped playing Pokemon Go, because I was just catching all the same Pokemon.
Right.
And then I went here, and I was like, whoa, there's this weird whale creature thing. There's a head that looks like Easter Island. Let's get into it, man.
Well, I mean, it made sense for, like, the water Pokemon, because we're literally, like, right near the water, like, pretty much everywhere we were.
I caught, like, water, bug, fairy, and ghastly, like, ghost.
Okay.
Pokemon.
Gotcha.
So I caught like a whole bunch, because it also now depends on like the weather outside.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on the weather will be depending on how many like what Pokemon shows up basically.
Okay.
And then they had a special where it was like catch all the Eevees. You're gonna have like 5 Eevees on your screen. Just catch them.
Oh God.
That's
yeah,
what I
because
did.
now they're doing the whole Pokemon Let's Go Eevee. There was a video online this week of like how there was the Pikachu like suits where the guys were dancing in. They've now turned those into Eevees, and it's now just Eevees in parks dancing in giant groups of like the big Eevee suits.
Interesting.
It's really weird. Japan's weird.
Hey, don't knock Japan.
Hey, I'm not knocking Japan, but I'm gonna call out something that's weird. Don't get me wrong. I really appreciate their culture and everything, but giant suits of Pokemon running around dancing to strange techno music.
Well, I believe they have. Don't they have like a Pikachu con?
They have like a
year?
Pikachu festival or something like
that. Right. So how was that like? I don't know. I don't find it weird because like they have stuff like the Pikachu festival every year. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess so.
For them, that's normal. Because it's such it's a piece of history that kind of shaped their country in a sense, economically speaking.
Yeah. Much like their rich history and everything like that, Pokemon is. Cultural
okay, look.
No, I'm just joking.
You know what I mean though? Like
I know what you mean.
It has a statement on their country, so to celebrate it and to flaunt it, to recognize it, it makes sense.
Yeah, it had a large cultural significance, absolutely.
Yee.
All right, so
not everything has to be jokes, Evan.
Well, that's what I do. That's my job. It's my job outside of my real job.
I was about to say it's not what pays the bills.
That's
honey.
not what pays the bills. That's for sure.
You've made about $27 doing comedy.
Yeah, about that much. Yeah, in 8 years. So, all right. So this week we're gonna keep it a little shorter since we're on a little bit of a condensed schedule this week. I've got a show coming up this weekend that I'm doing. So we'll tell you about that at the end of the episode. But this week we're going to do another one of our listener-suggested episode or listener-suggested story titles from the suggestions thread we got a couple weeks ago from some friends in the Bim Bambino podcasters group. So once again, thank you to everybody from a couple weeks ago who submitted story titles that were really, really good. And there's one here that I thought would be fun to do on its own.
Let's do.
because you and I, we have a very fun, we have a really, really huge affinity for SpongeBob SquarePants. You and I both love SpongeBob. We quote it all the time.
What are they selling?
Chocolates? Are they selling chocolates?
Chocolate. I remember when they invented chocolate.
I always hated it.
But this week, we're going to take a suggestion from our friend Frank Karamaroudis from the Denver to Downunder podcast.
Ooh.
A couple weeks ago, he submitted the story title, Squidward's Journey.
Ooh. Thank you, Frank.
Yes, thank you, Frank. We'll be sure to link all the information on Denver to Downunder in the description of this episode, so make sure you go check that out. But this week, we're going to tell the story of Squidward's journey. So, Lynn, how do you feel about that?
Well, Squidward, we all know, is quite a bougie character.
Yes.
In the world of SpongeBob.
Yes, he's I would call him eccentric, but eccentric to a fault. He tries very hard to play up this idea that he's better than everybody else. He knows more. He's more cultured, more
Right, I would say more cultured is like his
not
what he
more
tries
cultured.
to.
More cultured.
All right, we're going to be doing that voice all day. Well, we've seen him in traveling episodes. There was the time travel episode where he curled up on the floor and went, future.
Alone.
Yeah.
Alone.
It's like when he ended up in the white space.
Yeah.
And then there was also the episode where him and SpongeBob deliver a pizza.
Krusty Krab.
Yeah, pizza. It's the pizza, yeah, for you and me. Yep.
The audience got to hear my terrible singing voice.
We're gonna get copyright.
No, we're not.
So bad.
Nah, Nickelodeon's not listening to this.
Nickelodeon, please don't listen.
Please
Cover
don't.
your ears. Listen to our other podcasts.
Yes, please. But the thing with Squidward is, he always felt like he was being held back by living in Bikini Bottom, living next door to SpongeBob and Patrick. It just caused so many issues and so many headaches for him.
Right.
That he finally decided one day,
You know what? I'm done here. I'm gonna move somewhere else. Somewhere else where SpongeBob and Patrick won't find me.
So he moved to Bikini Top.
ah, yes, Bikini Top. Bikini Top is the more affluent suburb of Bikini Bottom.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Bikini Bottom in all its glory, where there's just this sort of metropolitan town. But
Right.
the SpongeBob series never really got into where Bikini Top was. Bikini Top was maybe, about 1 nautical mile, about 1 nautical mile away from Bikini Bottom.
Yep.
And it was some of the most beautiful undersea homes that you could ever imagine.
Absolutely.
No pineapples or rocks to be seen, no chum bucket, Krusty Krab, only the finest restaurants and finest establishments this side of the Great Barrier Reef.
Yes, sir. And when Squidward moved in, he was very happy with the area.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
He was like, these are my people. I can't do it. I can't.
These are my people.
These are my people. I hate doing that.
Well, the funny thing is, it was very much like that one episode of SpongeBob where he went on vacation and he ended up going to this other area that had all the other Squidwards.
Yeah, and he moved there and said he was going on vacation. He
Yeah.
moved there.
Yeah.
And he hated it.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't exactly like that.
But
So-
this was different.
So the bouginess was still there, but it wasn't all squids.
Yes.
And he fucking loved it. He was like, this is my place. These are my people. I am ready to take on the town with my clarinet. Let's get into it, big boys.
Yeah.
He said big boys. That was the line that came out of Squidward's
Big
mouth.
boys.
Oh, God.
Let's get into it, big boys.
So Squidward immediately began to entrench himself in the culture of Bikini Top. Bikini Top, much unlike Bikini Bottom, was more about people and more about connections, and not so much just the random day-to-day bullshit and like there was in Bikini Bottom. There was no people running around screaming, "My leg!" every 30 seconds.
Living in Bikini Top was like living next to your best neighbor, but everyone in Bikini Top was your best neighbor.
Yes.
Everyone was friendly. Everyone wanted to come over, bring you some cupcakes, bring you some brownies.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone wanted to like chip in for
Pizza night.
Everybody
Everybody wanted to listen to Squidward's clarinet playing.
Yes. Everyone realized how good his clarinet playing was, and even though that it sounded like, you know, he didn't put the clarinet together correctly, it just was the best he could do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and people realized that. They didn't necessarily knock him for, you know, just for being a bad clarinet player. They understood him for what he was trying to be.
They understood bold and brash.
Yes. Not belongs in the trash.
Right.
Yes.
It was a beautiful piece of artwork that he got into City Hall.
Yes. Yes, the City Hall then featured prominently in its front entryway, bold and brash in all of its glory.
Mm-hmm.
But there was still one thing missing during Squidward's journey here to Bikini Top.
And what was that, Evan?
And that was a best friend.
Right. So whether or not Squidward knew it, SpongeBob was his best friend. He went to work with SpongeBob. He lived next to SpongeBob. He saw SpongeBob every day.
Yeah. As much as he hated to admit it, SpongeBob was his best friend.
Yes.
And after Squidward left, SpongeBob and Patrick were despondent. They went into...
They had a falling out.
Yeah. SpongeBob and Patrick realized they had nobody else to screw around with, so they had to mess around with each other all the time.
And they realized just how fucking annoying they were.
Oh, yeah.
Real fast.
SpongeBob, on numerous occasions, slapped the shit out of Patrick whenever he would just go... just slap the shit out of him.
Whenever SpongeBob blew a bubble, Patrick would pop it.
Oh,
what a dick.
Ooh.
SpongeBob got Patrick's jellyfishing net, cut off the net.
Oh, no. Whenever SpongeBob would be late at the Krusty Krab and ask Patrick to feed Gary, Patrick wouldn't do it.
Poor Gary had to run away, get some food.
Yeah.
So those two just fell apart.
Yeah.
Fell apart, crumbled to pieces.
Patrick ended up moving his rock to the other side of Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, he hung out more with Sandy. And Sandy stopped talking to SpongeBob, and since Sandy was like the popular squirrel in town, everyone stopped talking to SpongeBob altogether. So SpongeBob decided that it was his time to move as well.
Yeah. So SpongeBob decided that he was also going to move to Bikini Top. He decided he was going to move there and reinvent himself, be a different SpongeBob. But little did he know that when he would arrive, things were not going to be exactly as he anticipated.
No. See, while the community was great and everything, it was a cult for Cthulhu.
It was. It was a cult for Cthulhu.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bikini Top, the top in Bikini Top means the top of the food chain.
Right.
And we all know at the top of the food chain is Cthulhu himself.
Yeah. He is the ocean god, demigod.
Yes.
I think he's a demigod.
Forget Poseidon, forget Aquaman. Cthulhu is the real god of the sea.
Cthulhu is our real man.
Cthulhu is real boy.
Cthulhu is the real boy,
Yes.
the MVP.
Yes.
Or MVP, most valuable boy.
The most valuable plunderer. I don't know. That's really bad. But yeah, so Cthulhu was the high power in the sea. He killed Poseidon, killed Aquaman, and became the ruler of the sea.
Became the boy.
And in this case, it was very subtle. It was almost like cult-like in a sense.
That's what they were, a cult.
Oh, you mentioned cult. Why did I?
You got there. You were in the area.
I was in the area.
I'm just changing your direction a little bit.
I made it around. But,
exactly.
But yeah, so this cult for Cthulhu started out very innocently. You know, people just, you know, there would be pamphlets that would be handed out, you know, at the community meetings. Just, oh, don't forget here if you want to learn more about our community, check this out. And it was just, you know, titled Cthulhu and You, and nobody really thought anything of it. They thought, oh, Cthulhu, that sounds like a new like dance or something like that.
Yeah, right. Everyone thought the Cthulhu was just when you would get your limbs and make them all wiggly, and there you go. Now you're some weird octopus.
Yeah, it was basically, they thought it was basically the amped up version of the sponge.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah. We're just throwing out the SpongeBob references today. But yeah, so people initially didn't think much of it. You know, they just thought, okay, something, you know, I'll take this pamphlet. I'll read it maybe later when I get home, you know. Or
right.
I probably won't read it at all, you know. But then as time went on, things became a lot more apparent that Cthulhu had a little bit more of a hand in things than they initially thought. People would all of a sudden turn up missing because they didn't pick up a pamphlet at the meeting, you know.
What people didn't realize is that Cthulhu needs sacrifices.
He does. Yes.
So the pamphlet was the test. If you took the pamphlet, you live another day.
Yeah.
If you don't take the pamphlet, you're a dead boy.
Yeah.
With the real boy.
Yeah. Cthulhu's going to lure you out with chocolate and then just eat you.
So the first person to go was that old decrepit lady who hated chocolate.
Yep. She didn't bother to pick up a pamphlet because she's like, I don't want to pick up a pamphlet.
I don't have legs and arms. What do you want me to do with this? I don't have eyes.
I'm just a hollow shell. I just hated this meeting. Why am I here?
Don't give me chocolate. Whatever you do, is it chocolate? Get my daughter.
Ma, what do you want, Ma?
Is this chocolate?
I don't know. It's a pamphlet.
It's a what?
A pamphlet.
A what? I can't hear you.
A pamphlet.
A pamphlet.
Yes, a pamphlet.
I remember when they invented pamphlets.
Oh, do you?
I do.
What did you think of them?
Sweet pamphlets.
What did you think of them?
I hated
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my God.
Oh, gosh. Comedy math right there, where we just plunked ourselves into that scene and just completely changed it. So, yes, the first woman to go was the chocolate lady. And then the second person to go was the My Leg Man.
So, yeah, and then he started beating My Leg's guy, other leg. And then he was just like, my other leg! My other leg!
Yeah.
Until he just
he died.
was done.
He was done.
Yep.
Yeah. So Cthulhu was wreaking havoc over the village of Bikini Top, and Squidward knew that this was his time to make a name for himself, to become the squid he was always meant to be.
Yeah.
So he went out on his front porch of his lovely Easter Island head home.
Yes.
And with his clarinet, he began playing the lovely song we all know and love as Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley.
Yes, he rickrolled.
He rickrolled Cthulhu. Yeah. He straight up rickrolled Cthulhu, and Cthulhu was not happy about it.
Cthulhu was pissed.
Yeah.
Cthulhu, people say that day grew twice as big.
Because he got rickrolled.
Yeah, he got rickrolled.
Yeah. Well, what Squidward didn't know was that SpongeBob was nearby. SpongeBob had just moved into Bikini Top, and SpongeBob had gone through a little bit of a transformation himself. SpongeBob had gone from wearing square pants to wearing more rectangular pants.
Oh.
Yeah, he switched up to rectangular pants. He wore glasses now.
Oh.
Yeah, he wanted to look more sophisticated. He started wearing a wig.
Oh, what color hair?
It was black hair. It was like jet black hair.
Oh.
Remember that episode where he was in like the tuxedo with the black hair that was like coiffed to the side?
A little bit, yes.
Yeah, I think it was.
That was the prom episode.
Yeah, it was the prom episode. That's basically what his hair looked like.
Gotcha.
So it was that haircut with glasses and square pants. And the pants weren't so tight. They were a little baggier. To make him look a little different. And he left Gary with Patrick, so he didn't have to deal with Gary anymore.
Right.
So SpongeBob was a new man, a new sponge.
He was striding into town, thinking that, I'm just going to start my life over. Maybe see my good old buddy, Squidward.
Yeah.
Let's see what he thinks of my new look. Oh, my God, everyone's dying.
Yeah. He just hears, he's walking through, and all of a sudden hears.
And for some reason, SpongeBob knew.
He knew it was Squidward.
He knew it was Squidward. and he knew Squidward was doing a good thing.
Yeah.
So he ran towards Squidward.
He kept following the sound of.
He started singing along with it. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. I can't continue.
Yeah, it was
That's
pretty
great.
That was funny.
And when Squidward heard SpongeBob, he was like, "This is it. This is how we destroy Cthulhu."
We combine our powers
Of annoyance.
of annoyance. They bring the two most powerful parts of their personalities together for one ultimate destruction.
So you know what Squidward did?
What do you do?
Once SpongeBob was in view, he grabbed another mic and turned it on and threw it at SpongeBob. And when SpongeBob caught it, it was nothing but Rick Astley, baby.
He started off doing Rick Astley, but then the piece de resistance was his most cherished song. It goes a little something like, "The best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time." And as he was singing, Cthulhu was just getting
That's the kind.
Cthulhu.
'Cause when you're wearing.
Cthulhu. Can't.
I'm done.
Okay.
You didn't finish the song.
Well, you were doing it. I was going to continue telling the story that Cthulhu was getting more and more mad with every word of striped sweater.
Because he realized he needed to get a striped sweater.
Yeah.
With a collar turtle.
Cthulhu looked down at his body, was like, "I have a sweater."
Yes, that's exactly what he said.
Well, he's got all the like tentacles and shit on his face.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's just sweater.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm sure Cthulhu speaks perfect English aside from the tentacle face.
I mean, he might have a mouth. I think he speaks telepathically.
Really?
I have something to tell you, Evan.
What's that?
I am in the cult.
What? Why didn't you tell me this?
I don't know, man. It's a cult.
Dang, man.
Why do you think I'm so financially broken as a human being? I give it all to the cult of Cthulhu.
So that's why there's so much Kool-Aid.
What?
It was a joke about Jim. Never mind. Joke.
You dick.
Well, it was a cult joke. It's
Whoa, buddy.
well, it's a common thing. Oh, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. It's not that bad. Too soon for Jonestown. It happened in the fucking 80s or whatever.
I think it happened in the 90s.
No, I thought it was the 80s.
Maybe it is the 80s.
Whatever.
I don't know.
There's worse things that have been said about that.
Damn.
I'll cut it if you want.
Damn. No, keep it in. Keep it in.
Keep it in, and then if folks, if you get mad at me, you can reach out to me on Twitter and yell at me about it. But I don't
Is it
think you
E_Williamson93?
we'll get to that later. We got to finish the story.
E_Williamson93.
So anyway, as Cthulhu was listening to the striped sweater song, he was becoming more and more angry with every single word, until finally he just yelled out, "Stop!" And everything stopped. It got very quiet. Squidward and SpongeBob just looked at one another, both dumbfounded. Didn't know what to say, didn't know what to do. And they looked up at Cthulhu. And Cthulhu just looked down at them and said, "All right, seriously, guys, you two are just a bunch of fucking annoying assholes. So if you'll just stop, I'll go away. If you promise to stop, I'll just go away."
Will you disband the cult?
Yeah, I'll disband the cult if you guys just shut up.
Will you get a striped sweater?
You know, I've been meaning to find a nice striped sweater for a while, so now's the time. Now's as good a time as any to do so.
Will you buy my chocolate?
That's pushing it. That's pushing it.
Sweet chocolate.
And
Do you remember when they invented chocolate?
as they were discussing chocolate, Cthulhu shrunk down and shrunk down and shrunk down until he was back to normal human size. And
He walked over. He was in business attire for some reason.
yeah, the growing of Cthulhu had had completely destroyed his suit and tie that he was wearing.
Mm-hmm.
But then when he shrunk back down, it basically just kind of like
It like fit back together.
fit back together, melded back onto him.
Right. And he goes, "All right, how much for the chocolates?"
And then the old woman in the wheelchair rolls up and is like,
You're gonna pay for those chocolates?
I thought I killed you.
You didn't kill me that easily.
Obviously, you are basically a skeleton.
So as Cthulhu's dealing with the chocolate lady, SpongeBob and Squidward take a moment and look at one another and just kind of appreciate what they've done. They realize that they put their differences aside for the greater good, and even though they didn't really like each other, well, more so Squidward not liking SpongeBob, but they realize they had a lot more in common than they initially thought.
And then they kissed. That's right. The story ends with a great ship. SpongeBob x Squidward.
Lynn, you just created so many fan fictions.
The end. Oh, it's probably a thing.
Oh, it probably.
Look it up.
No, I don't.
There's fan theories because, like, in one of the SpongeBob movies, which one's the one where they have the Krabby Patty mobile?
That's the first one, I think.
The first one. So in the first one, when they're saying goodbye to everyone, SpongeBob says bye to Squidward twice.
Oh.
And Patrick even says, he's like, you said bye to Squidward twice, and he goes, I like Squidward. So there's already theories that SpongeBob might have some feelings for Squidward. So they kissed, and that's how this story ends. The end.
Okay. All right. All right. That worked.
You're welcome. You're welcome, Frank.
Yes. Frank, thank you again for the suggestion of Squidward's journey. You can check out Frank on the podcast Denver to Downunder. As we said before, we'll make sure all the information for that podcast is in the description of this episode, wherever you're listening. So, yeah, that was fun. It was a short one, but it was fun.
Yeah.
We got to stretch our SpongeBob muscles and talk about like our favorite show from our childhood.
I like to think less so stretching, more so flexing.
Nice. Flex. Like Larry the
Just
Lobster.
like Larry the Lobster.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keep it going. Keep it
With
going.
the muscle sleeves.
Yes.
Remember he had the muscle sleeves and he couldn't pick up
the
anything?
way he just flexes, he's like all the time.
Yeah,
just
like really putting his body into it. Yeah.
Yeah, like he's hurting himself.
Right.
It's really weird.
Anyway,
yes.
we could start a whole new podcast on just SpongeBob.
We could. I mean,
just call it. Ah!
Oh God, how do you write that out?
Ah!
I don't know. That sounds like a sheep. But yeah. So that was a short one this week, but it was fun still.
Oh yeah, no, I liked it a lot. It a lot.
Yeah,
it was great.
Even our short episodes are fun anymore. They're just silly.
I hope you guys like them.
Yeah, we hope you like it. Even though we wanted to get an episode out to you guys this week. Unfortunately, it's coming out a couple days later than normal. But with the vacation and everything and coming back, we couldn't find time over the weekend. But we thank you for checking back in and listening today. And yeah, we got some guests coming up in the future. Hopefully, we were supposed to have Rob Cressman today, but unfortunately some stuff came up, so he wasn't able to make it today. But we're working to reschedule with him. And also our good buddy Anthony DeSanctis is going to be coming up soon.
He is?
Yes, yeah. I was talking to him today, and we're working something out. So stay tuned for those future guest episodes in the next few
I don't even
weeks.
know who's guest starring on this podcast anymore. I just find out when you make the announcements.
I do the talent booking. So
you do.
I do the talent booking. I do the social media.
I do the edits.
You do, yes. So we both wear different hats as part of this podcast.
Yes.
But yeah, definitely look out for those guest episodes coming out in the near future. We'll be recording with those guys very soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. So Lynn, to close things out, where can people find you on social media?
Hey guys, how you doing? How's your mom? I hope she's good. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at AnnLynn, AYNNELNN. Whatever I do on the internet, that's where it goes. Haven't really been doing much lately, a little dormant, but just follow me and stuff. I like followers. I like you. Your mom's cool too, I guess. Evan, how about you?
Hey, how's it going? I'm not going to ask about your mom because that's kind of creepy.
What do you mean? I'm asking how.
We don't know each other that well yet. We'll talk about your mom another time. How's your dog? How's your dog doing? You have your dog, your cat, your animal, your domestic animal.
It's just nice to mention the mother.
I know, but it's kind of weird when you don't know somebody.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's okay. But if you want to find me on
Not the
social,
one that made a Jonestown joke.
Look, okay, God, now I'm never gonna hear the end of that.
Anyway, go ahead.
So you can find me on Twitter at E_Williamson93. Anything that I do on Twitter can be found there. Duh. What?
Oh, I just realized what you said.
Yeah, I realized it too. I'm like, what? That's stupid. That's so stupid. Yes. So find me on Twitter there. Tell me how much of an idiot I am. So, yeah. If you want to find the show on social media, you can find readbetweencast on Twitter at readbetweencast. You can find it on Instagram at readbetweencast, and you can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/readbetweencast.
Whatever we do on Twitter and Facebook, you can find on our Twitter and Facebook.
Yes. Oh, God.
We also have another podcast.
Yes, we have another podcast called Nostalgia Cops, where we go through shows from our childhood and rewatch them to figure out if they still hold up after all these years.
Yeah, this month we are doing Hey Arnold.
Hey
we
Arnold.
Still have to record the episodes for that.
Yes.
But we are on it.
Yes.
We're going to get to it.
We're going to get to it. We're going to do it to it.
Evan can't speak. We're going to just cut him off.
I can't.
Just unplug your mic.
Yeah, just unplug it.
Anyway, is there anything else we need to plug?
Yeah, so if you want to listen to Nostalgia Cops, you can find that on on Stitcher, you can find that on Spotify, you can find it on iTunes. Find it on Google Play. We're pretty much most places you would listen to podcasts. You can find that show on Twitter at Nostalgia Cops and on Instagram at Nostalgia Cops.
Yes, and Facebook.
And at facebook.com/Nostalgia Cops.
Yes.
If you want to listen to our show or find out where to listen to it, you can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Stitcher. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google Play. You can find us on YouTube. And we have our website, which is, gosh, I forget what the website name is. But we're on We're hosted by the fine people at Pinecast. So
do something with that.
Do something with that. Find the show somewhere. Listen to it. Make sure you tell a friend. Make sure you leave a rating. Make sure you subscribe to the show so you never miss an episode.
Please, please.
Yes, please, please, please. And yeah, so we'll be back next Monday the 20th? Yes.
I would let you know, but my phone died.
It's fine. There's a clock and date time right here on the computer. So Monday.
Oh, right. You're in front of a laptop. We
am.
need to go.
Yeah. So we will be back on Monday, August 20th with a brand new episode for you. May have a guest, may not. We don't know what's happening yet. Our whole schedule is all weird, so we don't know what's happening.
But we love you.
And
your dog.
Yes, and your dog and your mom.
Okay. You told me that was weird, so I didn't mention it.
See, now, come on.
All right, bye.
Folks, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. Have a great week. See ya. Oh, and one more thing before we go. I forgot. You forgot to tell me, Lynn. You forgot to tell me.
This is not my fault. This is your plug.
Look, I'm sorry.
I'm not in this.
Look, okay.
I'm not in this.
You're not in this. But, folks, if you are in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania area this coming weekend, this Saturday, August 18th, and you're looking for something fun to do, come on out to Steel Stacks for the show with Garfield, King of Liberty, and Creative Control. Garfield, King of Liberty is a scripted show based on the well-known fan fiction Garfield, King of Liberty. It's crazy. It's silly. It's so much fun. I'm part of that show. It's a lot of fun. The other half of that show is Creative Control, which is an improv comedy show where they make a movie based on suggestions of genre, characters, everything like that. So that show is Saturday, August 18th at 10:30 p.m. at Steel Stacks. For more information on that show and any other comedy shows, including Improv Comedy Power Hour, which I'm a part of every second and fourth Saturday, go to www.steelstacks.org/comedy. Okay, now I'm done for real. Now that I actually got the plugs out that I wanted to do, we're done for this week. So, folks, thanks again for listening. Make sure you listen. Yeah, you already did that. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, post everywhere. Make sure you put this on Dig. Make sure you share this on Reddit. Put it on your MySpace. Yeah,
Evan, just go.
Okay, I'm gonna go now.
Just go.
I need to go lay down.
Let's go.
Let's go, folks. Thanks again for listening. We will see you guys next week. Bye.